guys, Veggie Gamer back, and we're doing something a bit different here today. But Knights, I've started Danganronpa 3, the animation. Spoiler alerts, Veggie Knights, please do go and check it out if you haven't already. I'm sure you all have. I think that most people who follow my Danganronpa series know a heck of a lot more about Danganronpa than I do, and so if you have seen it, that's great. If you haven't, you're gonna have to go and see it, because I'm gonna be giving my thoughts about the first 4 episodes today. And then I'll be breaking it into other sections as well as I get through the series. I'll be giving my thoughts on both the future and the despair arcs. I wasn't expecting to be anything like this, which is awesome. I will be giving my honest opinions on things. I know that often when I give my honest opinions on... Oh, my microphone's miles away. That's really good stuff, actually. But I like the twist on the killing game. It's actually quite different in this one. And obviously the despair arc was... just amazing. I'm so glad that we get to see it. But yes, so we'll be going into it now, starting off with the first episode, which is a future episode 1. It goes future despair is the order that you're meant to watch it in, apparently. And there's a special at the end as well, apparently. So we start off in this office room with these bizarre-looking people. I gotta say, I felt this quite a difficult start. Oh, I should say it. First things first is that we see, well, first Makoto, obviously getting arrested for what he did in the events leading up to Danganronpa 2, which which makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the Future Foundation was not happy with him at all, with what he and, to be fair, the rest of the group did. Presumably, Hina was in on it as well. We know that Kayako was. Byakuya, conspicuous by his absence, is that the right term? I'm not sure, but yes, he doesn't appear to be here. If I've got that wrong, I'm really sorry, guys. I gotta say, when I first started watching it, I did try to do a reaction to it. It's like I caught my reaction to seeing Soda and Gundam for the first time, which is quite nice. I could not follow it whilst trying to, you know, project my opinions into the camera and so on. And so after a while, I just thought, I can't concentrate on this. I'm going to switch the cameras off and then just give my opinions on it after the fact. So yes, we see all the amazing younger, I guess they're not technically younger, because, yeah, they are younger, yes. No, they're not. The problem is, guys, that Danganronpa 2 has, like, the appearance of the students before they are in despair, right? Because Hayako is obviously, she has a growing spurt, as we learn later on in the game. But yes, that was a real treat. That's exactly what I was... In fact, during Ultra Despair Girls, I was like, oh, come on, show the remnants of despair. I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, Veggie, just hang on a little bit longer, you'll be able to get to see them. And we get to see them here, guys. This is possibly the highlight of the thing so far. Not to rag on the rest of it, though. I am really enjoying it. Then we come into this office room, and I personally, in my opinion, this is not a great way to introduce a group of zany characters in a dark room with everyone looking very, very serious. I gotta say that I think that there were 3 girls, or maybe there is only 1. I'm genuinely not sure, who I thought, oh, that looks a little bit like Chiaki. I just felt like quite a restrained way of introducing the characters. Now, going back, I've actually watched the episodes a couple of times just before doing these reviews, is that we do learn what their specialities are. Now, when I first started it, I didn't notice that, guys, because it's only in text. In Danganronpa 1, the animation, and in the game, I think, yes, in the game as well, it literally takes the character out for a moment and says what their speciality is, and then goes back into the scene again. It's a very nice way of doing it, whereas in this, I guess that maybe I thought it was the credits, and so I just didn't read it. So I will now know what all their specialities are once I rewatch it for a 3rd time, just to make sure that I know what everyone's gig is. But yeah, so all discussing Makoto. We see Kayako's grandfather, who was an image of him was in Ultra Despair Girls, which is a nice reference. Yeah, and they all sat around discussing what to do with Makoto. I would have liked... having everyone in this dark, dingy room with everyone looking really serious, discussing characters that we know, but we don't know these characters. Not a great way to introduce a group of characters, in my opinion. I'm hoping that we'll actually get to see a little bit more colour surrounding them, because quite honestly, I don't really know what these characters look like when they're not in green, if that makes any sense. And so, yeah, they're discussing it. Makoto, Hina, looking lovely in a jacket and shorts, and Kayako coming into shot, guys. Like I say, no Byakuya yet, I don't think. I won't go into every single person's, like everyone's single character's, what I think of them just yet, because I don't know enough about them yet. Obviously, the very strange-looking person I did gravitate towards quite a bit. They're like Turu's dad. Is probably the best way that I describe. I think it said that he's a farmer or something like that. Maybe that's what farmers look like in Japan, but I don't know. We have a guy with a bull head as well. Aside from that, there are two guys that look very similar. They have different jackets on, and one's a lot taller, I think. He's like a watered-down version of Mondo, from what I can gather. Although apparently he does have history with a certain Monaco-looking girl that we will be discussing later on. And Yuna Arakami, who is who appears to be like the main antagonist in this. Protagonist? Antagonist. In his white suit. Like I say, I won't be naming characters by names just yet, so you gotta give me you know what I'm like. You know what I'm like. I still call Yasuhiro Captain Frizz because I can never remember their names. But yes, he appears to be the main antagonist. Looking forward to hearing more about him. But yes, he seems very, very serious. Everyone seems very, very serious. Obviously, the farm person is probably the least serious. They don't stick around for long, but like spoiler alerts. The bullhead person, I think I know where we're going with his character. But we'll discuss that in part 3. And yes, Makoto comes in, gets duffed up by lukewarm, no, not lukewarm, sorry, Mondo Light, I guess would be the best way of putting it. And yes, and then do we go straight to the Monokuma announcement? I'm just trying to remember, guys. No, we then meet Monica, who appears to be like the love interest to Yuna Arakami. Her name isn't Monica, she just looks a lot like Monica from Doki Doki in my opinion. And apparently she is the teacher of the remnants of Despair Veggieknights. I've got a theory. I think that she is absolutely, potentially... I can't go into that just yet. Let's continue talking about the episode. And so, she is tending to Makoto's wound after he gets duffed up by the guy. They say that he deserves a trial, so they're going to do a trial. Oh, actually, no. We have a scene with Hina and Kayako chatting, which is nice. I'm not sure how much they really communicated in Danganronpa 1, to be honest. In the bathroom, and as Kayako leaves the bathroom, we see a very small, shy character. Upon rewatching, that ultimate imposter? I would have said that, yeah, I would have said that, you know, going on my own intuition, but after reading some of the characters' text, it says that he's the ultimate, not the ultimate, he's an animator. And then, well, when we get to it in episode 2, we see that the imposter is apparently an animator. Has the same voice, same hair colour, but that shouldn't really make any difference. He's definitely lost a bit of weight if it is him. Also, he should kind of be in a vegetative state as well, and so maybe the remnants got better? I don't know. Guess we'll find out as we go. But yes, then Hina, then we see Captain Frizz, who's outside the building, which is interesting, because obviously that means that potentially he's not a part of the game, possibly. Drops his orb, if you know me, Funbacks. And as a helicopter comes in and attacks parts of the building, apparently blocking off all exits to the building. I've got to say, who the hell designed this building? But I have a theory I know who designed this building. But again, we'll discuss it in the coming episodes. So yes, the building is attacked where all the Future Foundation members are. Blocking them all in. Hina falls against a toilet cubicle, which conveniently opens up and reveals that all the guards in the building are in there. This is a big building, guys. And also, apparently, only the people in that room are there. I think I may have missed some context at the start, because I know that one of the girls like say, "Hey, isn't it a little bit dangerous us meeting like this, like all together like this?" Which well, she was right. Let's be honest. She seems to be like feeding another student as well, which is fascinating. I need to find out what their specialities are. And so, yeah, yes, then we get a Monokuma announcement saying that there's going to be a new killing game. Now, I've got to say, guys, I really like this new killing game. I really like the idea that, I really like the idea that you pass out and wake up and then find out that someone's going to be dead. Most probably, maybe definitely. I don't know if it has to only be one person. I got to say, as soon as I found out that that was the killing game, or that there was a killing game, I was like, oh, okay. Hina's dead. Now, that's not me being some smart Alec very nice, like saying, oh, I predict everything and everything like that. It's basic writing. No, it's not basic writing, sorry. It's writing. It's what you see in lots of different things. You need to raise the stakes. If, say, Bull Boy died at the end of the second episode or anything, it wouldn't be that sad. Actually, perfect example, the farm guy. It wasn't a heartbreaking moment. They needed a heartbreaking moment in the early. I think it is a shame, because I really liked Hina as a character. Going back from all the Danganronpa that I've done so far, one of my absolute favorite scenes, possibly my favorite scene, is her speech when she talks about why she tried to do everyone in because of Sakura. That's absolutely inspirational. That's now all gone, and we're left with these characters. I like the girl in the wheelchair, though. She's cool. With the Monome robot. Computer. So yes, we had this new killing game where there is one of them is against the rest, and when they pass out, then that person then goes and kills someone. And now, that obviously does mean that this group could try to kill someone who they think is going to be the target. Obviously, Unarakami and Mondo Light are after Makoto, thinking that it's him. And obviously, what happens at the end of that second episode, they're gonna have more reason to think that now. And so, good start. I really like the new killing game. I want to know more about these characters, because quite frankly, some of them seem... There's a guy who we really don't know much about who's got a hat, who is also in the next episode. So let's move on to the next episode now. My goodness, I was not expecting this. Right, so the Despair arc is... I was so happy. I was so happy. We get to see the school life of the remnants of destruction. Despair. Not the Four Dark Days of Destruction. You know what I'm talking about. Four Dark Days of Despair. Awesome idea for a series. Obviously, it's completely and utterly silly compared to the Future Foundation, which it had to be, guys. One of my minor criticisms of Danganronpa 2 is that the characters are so insane that you can't really get that emotionally attached to them, in my opinion. I think that several characters suffered from that. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, because I know a lot of you guys say that Danganronpa 2 is the best. But yes, we find out that this Monica-looking girl is apparently their teacher. Now, she has a very different personality in the Despair arc, which leads me to believe that she may be Now, Junko, I should say. Now, we obviously will experience Junko at some point during the Despair arc. But I just have a feeling that this is Junko disguised, potentially. I should say, Monica apparently dies at the end of the first episode, right? At the end of the first Future arc, not Hope arc, sorry. And so, yes, which is very sad, but there's a lot of questions surrounding her death, guys. So we'll see. We'll see about what exactly happened there. Another reason why I think Monica may be Junko, this is getting very confusing, but another reason why I think Monica may be Junko is because we see all the wacky aspects of the Danganronpa 2 characters, But they're kind of like overdone by this new Monica character. Now, either that's a Poochie situation where you get this new character more wacky than the established characters, or it's Junko being able to do that. Maybe she, you know what, maybe she's not Junko. I should say this, but no. I will have watched all the episodes before I post this video. I'm not that stupid, and so I do want to see your comments in the comments. But yes, they go all out, guys. Like, Gundam is on top of this massive... What's the actual word for it? It's not a pyramid. I know this. And what is it? Oh my goodness, there's a proper word for it. Like a pyramid, but not. Does it start with a Z? Aztec pyramid. That's not it. Damn it. I can't, it's a really good word and I can't think what it is. Anyway, it's one of those. Yeah, they go all out. Every single person's intro is completely ridiculous. I gotta say, actually, at the start of the first episode, at the start of the future episode, where it shows all the evil remnants of despair, which I was so happy to see. I like that it shows like Mikan about to like stick something in someone's eye, and Soda making a Monokuma, and then it shows Sonya speaking to loads of Monokuma, and then it shows Mahiro taking photo. I love Mahiro, guys. Let's not go into it again, but I love Mahiro. So yeah, we get to see all these characters introduced to this new Monica-esque character. One thing which I feel like they could have done without is they established Soda and Sonya's relationship, and Mahiro and Hayako's relationship, and I'm trying to think of other people, but no, obviously Pico and my mind's gone blank. Gangster Boy. They would have their relationship, but I kind of feel it would have been nice, in my opinion, if, say, maybe Mahiro and Koiko before they had their minds wiped didn't get on, or something like that, but they're kind of like sitting into their natural states, which I guess does make sense, because, you know, people will gravitate towards certain types of people. Well, yeah, we get to see Chiaki, which is a bit of a twist, guys. That's why I was kind of thinking, oh, that looks like Chiaki. That looks like Chiaki in the first Future episode, because I was thinking, well, maybe she is based on a Future Foundation member. It would kind of make sense. But no, she appears to be based on someone who went to Hope's Peak High School. Who would have thunk it? And we see Hajime not attending the class, which is very interesting. Obviously, he will be joining eventually. Moving over to the other Future Foundation episode, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, where the killing game really kicks off. I really like the idea of this killing game. I feel like this is going to be... It's just a really scary thought. Whereas in Danganronpa, like, if someone was really, really paranoid, they could stay up all night in their room. Whereas in this, you literally cannot control when you pass out. I think that's a terrifying aspect to it. Again, it'd be nice if the lighting was a little bit better in this building, because I get this is the serious storyline, and the despair one is the wacky one. I'm sure that will change as it goes on. Obviously, have to have some sort of purpose to being back to back like this. But yes, everyone's after Makoto, guys. I will say this: I did notice that Kayako was the only one who was like, "Oh, balls!" when they looked at their rules. So everyone has their own rule. Makoto can't run in the hall, which is hilarious. The farmer boy one was a bit weak, in my opinion, where he couldn't witness violence. Okay, I guess that's setting the pedestal of everyone's different rule can be really strange, and that is a strange one. And I like the fact that we don't know them all. I really want to know all their rules, but it makes it a lot more interesting knowing that we don't know. And so, did we find out what Hina's was? I don't know. Oh, poor Hina. Okay, let's get to it. So Bull Boy saves Makoto and Hina. I think it's because of his, rather than just because he's a nice guy. We know he is a moral guy, but I think there's another reason on top of it though, that he wanted to get to them. Maybe if one of them dies, then he dies. Maybe. The girl in the wheelchair, like helps them out as well. Monome, I should really say. And they go all hiding into this room away from Yu Narukami, Mondo Light, and the other students who also disperse in their own different ways. And then we get it, guys, and the more this scene went on, I was like, yeah, this is the end of Hina, guys. There's no way she's getting out of this scene. It's basically like saying, nothing could possibly go wrong. And then we know they pass out as the timer runs out, and they wake up, and Hina is dead. I gotta say, guys, when I was watching it, I was like, oh no, I'm so sad. I was like, yeah, of course. It may just be me being bitter because one of my favourite characters died, guys. It was, and when I was first watching, I was thinking it's an anticlimactic way for it to go, but at the same time, I think that's just me being bitter about the fact that we've said goodbye to Hina. It was very predictable though, guys. You got to admit that. One little detail which annoys me is that on the intro animation, which I only watched a little bit of, and I thought, you know what, this is going to spoil it, skip on to the actual episode. It shows Hina with the same way that she gets done in. I was thinking, that's surely that's just her that they've done that for, please. So I'm now not watching the intros at all anymore. I'm just getting straight to the meat of the matter, which is ironic for a V. So yes, we've said goodbye to Hina, guys. Now, moving over to the second... Well, obviously, it sets up that Makoto is the main target. Really is. Probably in Bull Boy's eyes now as well. And possibly Wheelchair Girl. I really like the Wheelchair Girl, guys. I think that she might end up being my favourite character out of the new characters. I don't... There's nothing to really latch on to the rest of them yet. I think that Yu Narukami's character is going to be interesting. So now we get to the second part of the Despair arc, and I really like this episode, guys. It's like the bonding episode. We find out that Chiaki is actually a very lonely person, as is the ultimate imposter as well, which I really should learn his name now, because presumably his name is legit, or maybe he's pretending to be someone else. Maybe he's pretending to be the guy who's in the Hopes arc. But yeah, this is a great episode where Chiaki like comes out of herself and like brings the group together for them all to start getting on by playing loads of brilliant parody. There's so many references in this episode, guys. I can't even justify going into it. Nakamura is a robot. No, he's like a gorilla. Then he's a robot in like fighting game. The guy with the hat mentions Celeste at one point without actually saying her name, but says like there's this girl who never wins a bet in one of her classes, in one of his classes. Yeah, it's the video game aspect of it is brilliant. I'm gonna say this, guys. I should have said this in the first part. I think that the complaints I had about the characters being so wacky in Danganronpa 2 is perfect in this format. I'm really enjoying experiencing these same characters, but in a completely ridiculous scenario. I'd say that Danganronpa 2 is almost too much of a serious environment for some of these characters, and in this environment, they really shine. I've got to say, I just went back and rewatched some scenes. I think my Junko theory with Monica is completely impossible now, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah. Junko must be in this at some point, though, presumably. No, she will be. I gotta say, guys, even Nagato, I'm really enjoying Nagato in this completely, like, Looney Tunes ridiculous cartoon series. Obviously, it will start to get darker, presumably, but I'm really enjoying his character. I think he's actually really funny in this, in fact. So yeah, not really that much else to go into. Obviously, they had, like, a meal, and Hayako spikes it with something that makes them all... Yeah, but yeah, really enjoyed this one. And at the end, I'm really glad, I completely forgot about this, but one question which I kept on asking is, what happened about Fuyuhiko's sister in Danganronpa 2? Because it's basically like forgotten about after that one chapter, after that one trial in fact. But yeah, apparently we will be finding out more about her, guys, because she walks into Hajame's room at the end, which is classroom, I should say. So I'm looking forward to finding out what exactly went on with that. My Junko theory is ridiculous. Now that I've watched back, I think I just like pulled that. I gotta say, when I first watched him, I was quite tired, so maybe some things didn't sink in. But it was just the way that she was so. This Monica character is so out there. I thought that maybe there's a Junko connection, but maybe there is. The building that Yu Narukami in the Despair arc is being involved with building is obviously the one that's in the Hope's arc, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. I would put money on that being the case. It's so obviously the Future Foundation building, because why else would it keep showing this mysterious building that we don't quite understand what it looks like? Yeah, that's my theory, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. I'm pretty sure I'm right there, but I gotta say, I like the Future arc. I really like the killing game rules on this one. I think that it really adds something nice to it. The falling asleep thing is a terrifying aspect to it. But the Despair arc, I'm really enjoying at the moment. Like, I gotta say this one thing. I feel like Ibuki. Now, I'm actually watching it with the English audio. I was advised to listen to it with the Japanese, but I just couldn't keep up because all these things that are going on so fast. Some anime I can have the subtitles on, but as I'm dyslexic and I need to be paying attention, I do find it quite difficult. So I am listening to it with the English dialogue. I would say that one, Monokuma's voice, I'm just not going for it, guys. It just doesn't. It's just not Monokuma enough, in my opinion. And the other thing is that all the characters seem like they were in Danganronpa 2, apart from Ibuki. Ibuki, for one, doesn't appear to be talking in a third person all the time, because she'd always refer to herself as Ibuki rather than me and stuff like that. And she's definitely not as insane as she was in Danganronpa 2. So. Which is, I guess, a bit of a shame, because Ibuki is obviously a fan favourite with many people. Let me know what you think in the comments if you feel that I'm wrong about that, if you are a big Ibuki fan. But everyone else seems to be fitting into their correct slot. And like I say, Nagato is actually really funny in it. It's nice. This is the most I've ever enjoyed Nagato. I'm going to say that right now. And that's not me ranting on the other things. I'm saying that it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. So that's the first 4 episodes gone. Sorry if this was all over the place. I'm going to have to edit this somehow. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be. It might be a bit long, in fact. So I'll try and keep the future ones a little bit shorter. Let me know what you feel in the comments. Like I say, I will have watched them all before I post the first episode. So if you are watching them alongside with me, be careful. Don't go into the comments just yet, because there will be spoilers in there, no doubt. Pardon me. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm a VEGGIE Gamer, and I'll see you next time.